that they're changing my voice. So recent events in the news have definitively connected the case of the two Indian females who were killed in the beach in Santa Cruz. And they're killed using government technology, right? And I've said this for quite some time now. For the past week or so, however long it's been. Recent events in the news have definitively connected that event to the cult system of America and abroad, and to the technological murders we've been seeing in the news, what have you. And before I get into that, and how a recent murder with several different weapons in the spirit of Cali was committed, how it connects to the names there, how it was a tranny, and it definitively connects to the names of the news reporters, which definitively connects to the incident in California. I want to first say the reason why I'm the son of God is that I'm the top martial artist, and that goes way deeper than any of you can imagine. Some of you think you know, you don't know. You're just simple-minded people who aren't smart enough to obey God through me. And because of recent events, people make it harder for me to make this video. They recently threatened me. They did things with the fumes, what have you. I drastically increase people's internal punishment, especially the people on duty right now and their families, for the mocking that they've taken part in as I prepared to make this video, what have you. Even though I prepared to make it, I'm kind of rushing through it because I haven't eaten my breakfast yet, and I know they're going to do something to the food, so I'm trying to get this squared away here. I am the expert at warfare, not the military, okay? That's mere technological clashes. It's like ants clashing with each other, or just animals in nature, okay? Beavers, picking up a stick or something, or monkeys picking up a stick. And for those of you who are racist, we'll call them white-skinned monkeys. Now, the spiritual warfare that comes from me is the only true spiritual warfare. Everything else is just some kind of idiot doing some stupid stuff, People follow Kali, the Greek mythology. They're just like children, right? People in fraternities can be seen as like their main followers because it's very immature, very immature. You have people who are cult fanatics, so what? I'm the son of God. What are they going to do? Try to kill my flesh? You think there won't be consequences for that? First of all, there's a lot of people all over the world who know that if somebody kills me, they're better off killing them and their whole fucking family, rather than have the opportunity to do so and fail to do so. So immediately there's consequences on that level. But this is peanuts compared to having defied God. So for many reasons, I'm not afraid of them. They're very afraid of me. I'm not afraid to die for God. I'm not afraid to stand up as a man and face my oppressor. They are scared to face their oppressor because they're bitches, because they're fucking pussies. If you look at Judges 3 in the Bible is not the main source of knowledge for the world or something, right? Spiritual knowledge. It's not. No religion has any book that is that. Okay? But when you look at the Bible in Judges 3, it says God left the other tribes around, right, who worshipped other ideas to teach the Israelites warfare. Not the Jews in the news, right? Can you imagine it's these Jews in Israel? That's laughable. Those guys aren't related to some ancient warriors or something. You can tell by how they are. They would have evolved to be a lot greater warriors by now if that was the case. So don't you think? Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Judges 3 proves that the white Jews are not really the Jews in the Bible. And the Ethiopian Jews and these people aren't the great warrior Jews in the Bible. Pretty straightforward. Now these things need to be understood before we get into this next stuff here. Because there's people out there that think that these betas, these sniveling cowards, these prostitutes for the elite, these choir boys bending over for the elite, they think that they're doing something or something. They look so stupid trying to threaten me. They look so stupid making demands of me. They look dumb. God and I look at them like, what the hell's your problem? See Psalm 2. Okay, God has made his choice. I'm his son. God's purpose never fails. And you people acting like some kind of sniveling worms. Some kind of insignificant, squealing, just filth. It's pathetic. You have no dignity, no self-respect. You disgrace your families. You people are pathetic. Okay, so let's get into the beta bitchcraft stuff, That's what they do. I'm a real warrior, a real man, not some kind of sissy, not some kind of racist gay person teamed up with all these different people from different races led by white Jew and crypto Jews and LGBT supremacists. Okay, so first you have Nair. Her father basically said that they probably weren't asleep because their sleeping bags were dry. The father of the victims, the two Indian females who were hit by the waves in California, right? Panther Beach, Yellow Beach, the keyhole in between. Okay. You have any questions about that, put in the comments. I have to go through this quickly here. So that connects to a case in Miami-Dade where a tranny killed her stepfather who was asleep at the kitchen table. So he falls asleep at the table, you know, the dining room, kitchen, you know, one of these tables, and this person kills this person with a knife, a sword, and an axe. That goes back to Cali with the different weapons in her hands, right? She has many arms and different hands, right? And she has different weapons in her hands. And in one of these cases, there was also a Lakewood murder. There's a reporter named Nadine Abusada. Okay, you can get Abuse A Day. You can get Ab USA Day. And so it goes back to, say, the military where they do workouts and they want people to look at their bodies, and it goes back to idolatry, right? So it's satanic ritual abuse. Deen means like loyalty, right? So in Islam, okay, so she might be a Muslim. I don't know what her religion is. I don't know what her race is. Okay, so then after that, what popped up on the screen was this Shein model who looks like one of the victims at the beach. You know, one of the two Indian victims at Panther Beach who were hit by the waves and killed in the ocean, right? Who were said to be sleeping, but you know, their father argues that they weren't, right? A Hawk Nair, right? Alpha Hawk, right? Horse. I've been talking about how it connects to horse before I knew the father's name, and Nair is a play on words for in raw. Okay, so there's other wordplay for the names as well, but I don't have time to go over it. You know, that the wordplay is just designed to tell you things you know already in a way that pisses you off. Tends to be the general rule of thumb. And they say immature things, you know, kind of racist, gay things, and various things that are just despicable. So the next point is a video clip where it says, you know, the former governor is being, you know, commuted sentences for somebody, right? And you have this female on the screen, looks like an Indian, and beneath her in my feed was a law and crime video where it says a teen was dismembered, and she looks nearly identical at this time to the person in the video before that in my feed, which is about some sentence being commuted. Okay, and so that suggests that people put this in my feed on purpose to say that they use technology to kill those people back in California. That's a pretty significant event there that occurred when I took the screenshots of it. So 5, you have this one of these Trump administration officials who I guess is a Hindu, and it talks about some kind of potential scandal or something with her following some guru, you know, who's an occultist or something to this effect here. I don't have time to look into that more. You see how there's a lot of connections here. I could waste hours and hours and hours trying to connect it for you. People aren't really watching my videos at this time. There's a lot of reasons why it's not worth my time here. They also get some kind of kick out of making it harder for me to talk about this. You know, they fume me, they poison me, they use various technologies. They're witchcraft. Think about some immature little girl that never grew up, jealous of a great warrior king with a spear, ripped, outmaneuver other guys. Some guys are big and strong. They're mad because they know how to outmaneuver them in no time. Cut off their head, stab them up. There's like a big pin cushion, big slow target. Just walk in the park to beat them, you know, with weapons or without. Okay, so they fume, poison me, and cripple me, and they start throwing little girl fits. A lot of gays with them, a lot of, you know, kind of Zionist Jews throwing fits. A lot of English royal types, you know, European royals throwing fits. You know, spoiled brats. It's really pathetic, and when you think about it, it's obviously what's going on here, and obviously I presented an abundance of evidence. And I have no reason to lie, and it comes together a certain way. Okay. So in the tranny case, you had 2 reporters that stood out. One was named Jim Barry, who's black, and the other one looked Indian, right? Her name is something Sherman. which goes back to, her man's or her man, right? And that person, before I knew was a tranny, I looked at him, I'm like, that person looks kind of like one of these Indian people who died in California. And it turned out that the person was a tranny named Juan. Okay, because sometimes Hispanic people look like Indians, right? Some Muslims, Pakistanis, what have you, some Indians, and some Hispanic people look very similar, and also to some black people, maybe mulatto, what have you.